We got Marc Maron is here. How you doing?
I'm okay. A lot going on.
Okay.
Wearing a white shirt and haven't gotten food on it.
It's an accomplishment.
It's big.
Yeah.
When you get, I don't know what it is.
Oh no,
If I can get out of a day without getting food on something, it's a big day.
Yeah, like I will like change before dinner at home some nights.
Yeah.
I'd be like,
Yeah,
I can't wear this shirt because I'm going to get something on it.
I would just go full bib. I just get a bib.
It's just a bib, like a sack. Just climb inside of it.
Shamelessly.
Yeah.
It's not because I'm old or it's just because I eat like a fucking animal. I just, and I always have. I just inhale it, and there's no stopping it because I need to fill that.
For me, I've never had problems with substances or drinking or anything or gambling.
Yeah,
but like food, it will be my forever problem.
I once went on a comedy tour with a guy. I think I can name check him. It's not going to hurt anybody.
Not at this point with you, with the stuff you're up to these days.
I know. Without Brendan, I'm going to burn it all down.
This is going to be.
Without Brendan to sort of like, well, that's not going in. I need Brendan to follow me around everywhere. Like he didn't say that.
Yeah.
Russ Maneve. Russ Maneve was a guy who had the eating thing.
Okay.
And he was always struggling with that. He got lean. But he had that compulsive eating thing. Mm-hmm. And we went to out to sushi once. We went to Beijing once to do comedy.
Okay.
But I'd never seen anybody with a food disorder like mine, but further down.
Sure.
And we went to sushi, and I just watched him. It was like. There was no joy. There was no process of chewing. It was just just all went in, and I never seen it like it was a loop. It was almost like his eyes peeled back and just like, and I was like, all right, that's what it looks like when it gets bad. I'm gonna just be where I'm at, where I'm just like, not like it's a slight difference. And I don't know if you saw that in the action. Is that my camera?
Yeah, that's
okay.
Yeah. It no, there's that like almost like angry, almost like you're angry at the food.
Oh yeah,
when you eat it.
Yeah, it seems to have lessened a bit with me. Like I eat better, but I do like there is an ice cream situation that kind of continues a bit. Because after a certain point, when you did do other things and you don't do anything, you're limited in how to. Do something that'll make you hate you, but make you feel good while you're doing it.
Sure. Instant satisfaction.
Yeah, and followed by like, what the fuck did I do?
How did I end up
I'm
here?
a monster.
Yeah. I literally, yesterday I was at Whole Foods and I texted Julia and I was just like, tell me to leave the store, please. I just texted her like,
send someone over.
Please just tell me. I just need to hear it from one person. Just tell me to leave. Because I was combing the aisle. I was starting to get into that dark place where I'm just like, there's so much good stuff here. It's like, look at
what aisle was that?
It was like the chip aisle, but then they had like these like peanut butter pretzel things.
Oh,
and then it's just
like the Trader Joe ones.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And I was just like, well, those look good. Yeah. And then they had like one that was just like, well, there's almond in the one. That's well, I think I'm obligated to try. I think I'd be doing everyone a disservice if I didn't try it at least.
Yeah, but then you got the whole bag. My grandfather was there's like one moment that like it's like there's a genetic thing, but we were at Quincy Market.
Okay.
In Boston, Faneuil Hall, when I was in college, and it was fairly new that the whole idea of having stores and the big food everywhere.
Yeah.
It's like just a giant revolution age building filled with food.
Yeah.
And we lost my grandfather, and we were all like, how do we lose him? And we're all standing there wondering where he is, and we're trying to figure it out for a few minutes, and then he just comes ambling up to us, and we're like, where were you? And he goes, I just love looking at food. Like, it's great.
No, that's actually, I wish it was just looking Like, boy, that must be good.
Well, I do that with meat because I've been plant-based for a couple of years, but I eat a lot of barbecue.
Yeah.
And if I like see a plate of barbecue, I can look at it and be like, and feel it, and I'm like, yeah, I did that.
Yeah,
I know exactly what that tastes like.
Yeah, you're bridging the.
Yeah, I know exactly.
You laid enough. Like carved enough neurological patterns in your head that you see that and you're
filled
there.
my arteries with garbage. I did go to the doctor. That's why I came.
Okay.
At this time, I had convinced myself that I had cancer under my big toe nail.
Okay.
I don't know why it's obsessed with that. Because at some point when I was doing Instagram lives during COVID, and they caught a glimpse of someone, an anonymous person, in the comments, caught something on my toe that was a bruise or something, and they were like, you might want to look at that. It might be melanoma, and it stuck. And then occasionally you get that. That's how Bob Marley went down, from his toe.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so I got this thing, and then I'm like, did I drop something on it? I think I did. I think I dropped something on it, but did I? And I'm looking at it hard every day.
Yeah.
And I'm driving Kit crazy. I'm like, I got to check this. I think it might be cancer. She's like, it's not.
Yeah.
It's not. It's a bruise.
There's those moments where somebody's like, look, I'm not a doctor.
Yeah.
But I'm confidently going to diagnose you right now.
But you can't believe them. You got to go. So I go down the street to the dermatologist. What they saw like on day's notice, which was great. And he's looking at it, and he says, "Yeah, I'm not concerned about this." I'm like, "So is that a no?"
Yeah.
Can you commit to a no? It's not. So like, I'm not concerned.
Yeah.
Come back in 3 months. I'm like, why would I have to do that if it's a no?
Yeah. Exactly. Well, he's just like.
Yeah. Well, he's not concerned about it.
Yeah, I'm not concerned.
So he says, I want you to just, check on it every week or so. I'm like, you have no idea who I am.
Yeah.
I'm
every
gonna be
week.
checking on
like
it
you're
later
going to check the
today.
calendar and be like, I got to check my toe today.
I got to look at my toe that I see every day.
Oh, I missed it last week.
my toe, where I'm just shy of taking out a ruler to see if it's moving up my nail, the bruise. Oh, my God.
Yeah.
So what's happening?
Well, that's the stuff that just like runs wild and...
Everything, like my brain, I realized my mind, no matter whether things are bad or good, my mind just wants to ground itself in terror. Like, I have all this stuff going on. It's pretty exciting. A lot of good stuff.
Yeah, yeah.
People are like, how's it going? I'm like, I think I got a cancer on my toe. But I mean, how you feel about the special? When my cats are fucked up and aggravated. I can't take it in. I just want to have a sort of anxious disaster ongoing, so not to acknowledge any sort of sense of joy or reality.
Yeah, it's a tricky thing. One of the things I know I struggled with, I think, until I identified it, and I've done better with it since, is like I would find that I always needed one person that I was the problem.
Oh yeah.
But there always needed to be one, one. And it's not even
standing in your way.
Yeah. Or
and
just
in everyone else's way.
Yeah. Or just everybody's cool right now.
Yeah.
Except for that. And then I could I spotted the pattern, and I was just like, well, first, the thing you realize is like, oh, they're just still doing the same thing. Everyone's actually a problem.
But it was just their turn.
Yeah, it was their turn. It was just like they maybe kind of stuck their head up out of the foxhole, and I saw them. Yeah.
How did I not notice that?
Yeah. And now everything is wrong with you.
Yeah. And it really keeps me out of my own insecurity.
Yeah. When it gets to that moment where somebody does wrong in my world, and then it's just like everything is like an affront, where they'll just be like,
yeah.
And then they asked if everybody wanted to go back to their house and have cake.
Yeah, what?
And I'm like that's a problem. Like the nicest gesture.
Yeah.
And now
what kind of asshole?
Well, they think we just have all the time in the world to just go back to your house and have some cake.
You monster.
Yeah. Oh, I guess I don't have any other plans.
I haven't had like a real. I guess it's not all as all consuming as it was, but there are people that do that to me. But as an older, wiser man, I have to sort of like weigh it out. Like, what's really going on here? Is this a valid criticism? Should this be taking up space in your brain?
Yeah.
Is there something behind this that, is either, comedic, or you feel confident in your assessment and this isn't just insecure, petty resentment? And that narrows it down.
Yeah. I thought one of the funniest things, like, look, this is a very prolific year for you in terms of there's the special just came out on Friday.
HBO,
Panicked.
Yeah.
Which we'll talk about in a second.
Sure.
And there's also a documentary coming out later this year.
Yeah, it seems like it.
And there's just a moment in the documentary where you're just talking about, it's like, people say I'm jealous. It's like, yeah, of course. It's like somebody gets paid $100 million to. It's like, of course I'm going to feel something. Like, just owning that, like, it's like, yeah.
But it's weird with that. It's not that I want $100 million necessarily. No. It's just sort of like, who would get that kind of money for that?
Why is anybody getting it? Yeah.
Yeah, it's just like, like, don't get me started about the Riyadh Comedy Festival.
Oh, I think I saw that. Yeah, that looks like.
You think you saw it? How is it?
Oh, no, I did see that. Yeah,
it's under the radar.
Yeah,
that all these huge acts, I can name names.
Yeah,
but you can just go look it up. We're offered complete ridiculous amounts of the bloodiest money on the planet.
Yeah,
but it's like, does it just come to that? And look, I can maintain this position because one, I wasn't asked.
Yeah, of course. That's always with me.
And I don't think I'd go. I know I wouldn't. But it's like, does history not matter at all? I mean, literally, it's like the Riyadh Comedy Festival from the guys who brought you 9/11. Do you know what I mean? It's like, is that just nostalgia? Your check's being signed by the guy that chainsawed a journalist and put him in a piece of luggage.
Yes.
Or at least he had his buddies do it.
Yeah.
Same pen.
Now it's just...
we're trying to,
but we all like to laugh.
Sure.
Who doesn't like a good... It's... Yeah.
But yeah, I did a lot of stuff. Bad Guys. I'm the snake again.
Yeah, that's right. You have the snake. Bad Guys 2.
Yeah, I did that little part in that Bruce Springsteen movie.
Yeah, that's right. When does that come out? End of the year?
I guess it's kind of. Did I tell you that story about my experience with that?
Oh, you told me that story.
Oh, I did.
Yeah, but you didn't tell them that story.
Did I tell you the story about the? Well,
because in the Bruce Springsteen the movie that is about Springsteen basically recording the album Nebraska.
Yeah, it's from that Warren Zanes book.
Yeah,
which I found out after that. I interviewed Zanes because I like him and I like his brother. Del Fuegos were a great band. It's so funny when these guys go on to do other things where you're like, yeah, but the Fuegos, right?
Yeah.
But and I like him and I like the book. But apparently the producer heard that podcast and that's what gave him the idea to develop it.
Wow. Okay.
So I'm like at the ground floor of that.
No, it's really that book is great.
It's great.
And he also has just the greatest speaking voice, like Warren Zanes.
Yeah.
Like he reads his audiobooks. I listened to his Tom Petty audiobook, and him reading it, it's just like you feel like you're hanging out with him.
Yeah. What was his nickname in the Fuego? Something Boy?
I can't remember. It's just like because it was Dan and Warren, the two brothers.
Yeah. But the arc of the story is, I just come off of shooting In Memoriam, which is a feature that I starred in. And that they missed the window on the Toronto Festival, so now we got to wait to see if it gets into, Sundance, to see if it gets anywhere. But it was every day, every scene I'm in it. So it was a lot of work. It was my first lead, and after that, I was supposed to go to Jersey to do the Springsteen movie the next week, and it's it's only 5 or 6 lines, several scenes.
And you're playing Chuck Plotkin in that, the producer.
I'm playing Chuck Plotkin, who's
an engineer. Yeah.
And, I get back and I know I have to go and I'm looking at the script and I'm like, why the fuck? There's nothing for me to do here. It's 5 lines. And I've never been a diva before, but I just wasn't starting a movie.
Yeah.
And I was like, this is an entry-level job for an actor. They could get anyone in New York to do this. Guy says nothing. And I just could, I just got locked into that. And I'm telling my manager, Like, it just doesn't seem like there's anything we do. He's like, well, we get you out of it. I'm like, yeah, maybe we should. But then I take the next step and I text the director, who I love, who I think is brilliant, Scott Cooper. Made great movies.
Yeah.
Rewatch Black Mass. It's a lot better. Once you get past, Johnny Depp's Get Up, it's a great movie.
Okay.
So I text him. What kind of fucking idiot? Just because I have him on the podcast and we texted here and there. But what kind of little actor? I'm just sort of like, hey, Scott, what's up? It's Maron. Look, I'm rereading the script. Doesn't seem like there's a lot for me to do here. I'm like, what the? That's like one of those things where it's like, don't send that. And so I sent it, and like immediately he's like, hey, man, you don't have to do it. I'm sure we'll work together in the future. I just thought it would be a good time. So within a split second, I'm like, you're right. Okay, I'll be there. I'm coming. Sorry.
Yeah.
And then he said it's a pivotal role because this guy does figure out, how to do what they were trying to do.
Yeah, because basically, for people who aren't completely up to speed on the story, Springsteen records what is going to become this album, Nebraska, thinking it's like a demo that the band can follow.
I don't even know if he knew.
Yeah.
I just think he did these songs, he had these tapes, gave him the Landau.
Had a cassette of it.
Cassette that he recorded in a rented house.
Yeah, that he's walking around in his like winter coat.
It was with one of those home 4-tracks.
Yeah, yep.
I think it was back then it was like either a TIAC or Sony.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, just the very basic setup.
Yeah, and this was, this was after The River. They'd already put some of Born in the USA in the can.
Yeah, I think like half the album was recorded.
Yeah, and he's like, I can't do it. I got something that has to come out.
Yeah.
So, he goes into the dark tunnel, comes out with these songs. You got this thing. And they try it with the band, and it's not right. And Bruce is like, no, this sounds the way it's supposed to be. So the cassette.
Yeah.
So then they try to record it with just him and the guitar and the glockenspiel or whatever, the harmonica.
Yeah.
And in the studio, and he can't get the sound. And then he becomes obsessed with, it has to be what's on this tape.
Yeah.
On the cassette. And there was no way to transfer that into another format that would give it the bandwidth to make a record.
Yeah, because it's I mean, sonically, you're talking about two completely different places.
And Plotkin is actually the guy that went out into the world and figured it out, found a guy that did it old school and hand grooved the record, whatever. But the funny part about it was a good time, so Scott was right, and there was a couple of funny things. Again, I shouldn't talk about people. I'll decide on that later. It's a secondary part of the story, but so I get there, and Bruce, the boss himself, and Landau are at Video Village. They're there the whole time.
Yeah.
They're sitting out there.
Yeah.
Bruce Springsteen, who I interviewed. I'm kind of like, dude, right? So I could do that. I could be, in between takes, I can be like, so when you on the Telecaster, so.
Well, but the problem, he doesn't like to talk. The thing, no, he's like a big.
He was kind of. Well, here's the funny thing I realized about Bruce. And this was because I interviewed him, right? And he likes to talk, but it's in that character. They're like, yeah, me and the guys are hanging down on the shore. He's got a thing.
He knows when he can turn the thing on.
Yeah, and he does it. And at that moment when I interviewed him, which I love to talk about, because I went to his house and I was in this, it was a separate building that had some guitars, a motorcycle, whatever. And I'm waiting down there for him, and it's like Christmas week. And he doesn't know me, and he's walking down from the house. I see him. He's got his book, like he's going to read some from it. Okay. And he sits in front of me, and I said, so what's going on at the house? Just insanity, like Christmas stuff, like cooking and presents? He goes, correct. And I'm like, can I talk to that Bruce for the whole time? Whatever that guy, just the intensity of that anger and darkness, that's the guy I want to talk to. And I kind of did. And a year or so later, Tal Wilkenfeld, the bass player, the Prodigy, who works with all those guys. She hangs around the Comedy Store. She's a comedy fan, but she's like this brilliant Prodigy bass player.
Yeah.
And she told me she was talking to Bruce because she had to do press for her new record. And she, she's asking Bruce advice for, press interviews. And Bruce was like, yeah, you got to, just tell them what you want to say. It doesn't matter what they want. You tell them what you want. You don't have to answer their question. And then she said, my friend Marc Maron interviewed, and he goes, he pushed.
That's very funny.
So anyway, so I'm in the studio. I'm doing Plotkin. And I said to Cooper before we started, I said, there's no footage of this guy. He's a real guy. I want to, be respectful, but I don't know where I can see him talking or acting. He's like, Scott's like, don't even worry about it. They let me wear my glasses, not these, but the AV. I'm like, all right, whatever. So basically, I had to learn. The big task was, you had this huge mixer.
Yeah.
And there was a real engineer near there. So I'm like, all right, so what does each one of these do? And how
you're doing this in the original room that it actually happened in.
And he told me how it works and what represents what and which part of the mixer. So a lot of focus went into like got it.
Yeah.
But there's some talking, with Jeremy Strong and a little bit with Jeremy Allen White. And the first time we did a shot where I talked as Plotkin, I was nervous, So, I do the talking. Cooper goes, cut. And I go into Video Village and Bruce goes, you got it. You're Chuck. And I'm like, wow, lucky coincidence.
Yeah. Yeah. You tied a blindfold around and then shot the arrow and you looked,
it must have been in the room.
bullseye.
I took what was left of him in the room.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, that's funny. Amazing. That's it is weird when these people like that, because like Bruce Springsteen to me is ultimately a concept. Like I've not been in the same room. I've seen him live, but I've not been like face to face with him. So until somebody until you can feel their presence, they are a concept.
Yeah, and then when they're not a concept, they're just a guy.
Well, it's amazing how fast it just goes back to reality.
But like what I've noticed over time is that that's true. It's reality and it is a human being. But when you think about the concept, they're fucking magic.
Oh,
I mean, how the hell do you do that? If you think about Taylor Swift and no matter what anyone says about her, how do you do that every night?
Yes.
Muster, focus your talent, your charisma for that, and then the magic of the music.
Yeah.
It's like, it's beyond anything I can understand. Beyond human.
Yeah, because you're holding this thing down that, first of all, you're holding every eye is on you for 3 hours.
Yeah.
And you have to be comfortable to be yourself in literally the most unnatural circumstances you could be in.
Deliver it.
Yeah. And just perform as if you're just having a fun time up there. No, that is so strange. Who else has been like that to you, where it's like where they were just a concept first and then the shocking reality of seeing them in front of you?
Oh, I think the first one was that Lou Reed story. That was the best.
Yeah.
Strawberry Records, in Boston, Kenmore Square. I was in college. And Lou was doing a signing of like New Sensations.
Okay.
Yeah. And I wanted him to sign my Transformer record. So I go down there and I get online, and of course the guy I get behind is a guy like he must have been 6'5". He's wearing a white jumpsuit. He's got an amp strapped to his back, and he's playing. And maybe I should.
Well, he's going to get
give
discovered
a couple people
today.
in between me and that guy.
Yeah,
but
exactly, because you're going to be in like the stream of that guy. It's going to be like, I don't want to see you and the next 4 of you.
Yeah, you fucked it up for the whole ride.
Yeah,
you weirdo. So. But the whole time I've got the Transformer, and they've got New Sensations up, and there's a few guys from the band from New Sensations up there, and I'm like, I got to make an impact on Lou. I got to land this.
This is my shot.
Yeah, and he's up there, and I'm thinking, and I get up to the counter, and I go, hey Lou, what gauge pick do you use? Yeah. That's what I said.
Yeah, nobody's ever asked him that before.
Never.
You got it. Just
that was like an out of the box, man.
Yeah.
And he just goes, medium, man. You got to use a medium. And then I watched all the other idiots in the band for New Sensations sign my Transformer. And I'm like, what? You just fucked the whole thing up.
Yeah.
And there's nothing I could do about it.
No, that to me. Yeah, you guys are on Transform. It's like, I had that hat. Well, first of all, Fred Mayer is coming by later in the show. He's a drummer. He drummed on and was a co-producer on New York.
Oh my God!
So he's going to be around. I don't know if you're.
That's probably the last great one, right?
I think that batch. I think it's like that trilogy.
Tragic and Loss.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, well, you go New York, Drella, Magic and Lost. Those three, like that's a solid.
Yeah,
like he had a good run again.
Drella with John Cale.
Yeah. The Andy. I almost said Andy Kaufman. The Andy Warhol album.
Yeah. I interviewed a lot of these guys.
Mm-hmm.
So that sort of humanness versus who they are. Like the Keith interview is ridiculous because I just was like beside myself with some sort of weird fanboy joy.
Yeah.
But
and that's one where you broke your smoking.
That's the best
streak.
That was the best moment. One of the best moments of my life. Because I was doing the nicotine lozenges.
Yeah.
But it was so funny because we recorded that. We had to pick up. It was at NPR in New York.
Okay.
And he was doing like one of those shows, an interview show. And they said, you can interview him in that studio when they're done.
Mm-hmm.
I just remember being at NPR in New York. Me and Brendan are waiting there. And some classic NPR woman. Just picture whatever you want. I'm not gonna do it. But picture a woman who works at NPR. She just comes running down. She's running around going, he's smoking in the building. He's smoking. And it was the best. I'm like, all right, someone tell Keith to not smoke. Try that.
Yeah, best of luck with that.